Hi, Mr. Lambert. I'm Sally McValley. I'm the Human Resource Director for Microsoft Corporation, and I have your application and resume here. And it looks like you're applying for the Public Relations Management position. Is that correct? Okay. I have a couple questions for you. First, why did you choose to apply with us with Microsoft?
Well, I chose to apply with Microsoft for many reasons. As you know, graduating college, I have many options at my fingertips. Microsoft is a large company, and they do many great things, and have a great product line and customer service, and you know, provide quality um, products and service for the software and hardware community. Also, they are a Northwest company. In college, I did an internship with Microsoft, and those all those things put together, I figured it'd be a great place to work, and I'd have a great opportunity to start my career and my life with Microsoft.
Sounds great. Tell me about your public relations skills and your experiences thus far.
As far as public relations skills and experiences, in college I did or founded a outdoor club, and that kind of got me started with public relations, and I'm dealing with Parks and Recreation and Eugene and Lane County and the state of Oregon and so bordering states. Also dealing with the community and the members. We included the community in our club, and just dealing with them. Also, my day-to-day job, working for Coastal Farm and Ranch, dealing with the public on a day-to-day basis there. Um, that's pretty much the extent of my
Great.
experience there.
So what could you offer Microsoft that some of the other candidates may not be able to?
Well, I never like to slander another, an opponent, but as far as pointing out my skills, I'm bilingual, speak two different languages. Um, I like to think that I'm very diligent with the work that I do. I never let a job go unfinished, or if I can't finish it, I always find the right person who can. Um, as I mentioned before, I know your guys' products, I know your guys' services, and I know them very well. I've done my research, and feel that I could help in that form, and I wouldn't need much training. I know there's always more to learn, so uh, and also I'm a people person. That goes hand in hand with public relations, and I usually can strike up a conversation with anybody and get along with everyone I talk to.
Great. Explain to me your views on ethics and how that relates to business.
In the business world, I feel ethics are a key component. Um, Without ethics, it would just be organized chaos. Um, and You can't get by in the business world without good ethical views. Um, I would never slander any competition to give myself an advantage. I feel if you provide a good service and a good product, there's no need to slander your opponent, um, and therefore you should only be pointing out the qualities of your product or service. And if everything went that way in the economy and in the market, it'd be a lot better place to do business. And Microsoft has that down to a T, and they've made a great reputation for themselves and having great ethical values.
Great. We do a lot of teamwork here at Microsoft, and so when you work on a team, what role do you tend to take?
I like to jump right into a team, getting to know everybody. I like to be the leader. I can usually get people to do um, a certain task. That's called management. Um, and Public relations is basically people management. And so that's one skill that I have, and I feel that that's the job I should take on a team is, the team manager, the team organizer, um, just team leader overall. And that's the best way for me to work. And, if there's someone else that has that same skill, then hey, let's work together on that, and we can both, work around our parts and share different duties.
Great. So you said before that Coastal Farm and Ranch was your last employer, and so tell me about them and tell me what you did there.
The Coastal Farm, I worked there all through college. They pretty much put me through college, and I worked part-time when I didn't have the time and full-time when I did. And started out as a sales associate in the hardware department. Later, moving to a different department's manager assistant. After that, became a department lead in the hardware section. After that, became a supervisor, and that was my final resting place, as I should say, before moving on. And I think it was a good position for me. I learned a lot, made a lot of good friends, a lot of good connections later on, and learned quite a bit about management and how to do business. And they're a great business to work for, giving me great pay, great benefits with a 401k, something I can look forward to a little later on.
Great. Give me an example of one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses.
As far as strengths and weaknesses, weakness I have is a little bit unorganized. Doing simple tasks, I'm a little bit, I call it organized chaos, you call it unorganized. I can usually keep track of things, but if I had a area where I keep notes, maybe someone else wouldn't know what's going on. Something I can work on, something that I've dealt with my whole life. Also, it does enable me to forget things. Need to work on that. But my motto is, if I don't remember it, it'll come to me, and it usually does. Never fails on me. Once in a while, but as strength, I'm a people person. I communicate with pretty much anyone and get along with them usually. But that's my greatest strength, is working with people, being around people. Enabling them to get them to do what the job at hand is.
Great. If you were not to receive this position, what other career paths are you looking into, and what other things are you pursuing at the moment?
Well, I do have my resume out on the market, and I got a fresh degree under my belt with in communications with a minor in public relations. I feel it could get me somewhere. If it doesn't, then that's just a direct sign that the economy just isn't ready yet, and maybe that means I should go back to school and obtain a master's and try again after a couple more years. I'm really hoping that I can bring my services to Microsoft and make an impact, and have Microsoft make an impact on me. And there's a lot of other places out there, but none quite as good as Microsoft. And first, if I don't receive this and I don't receive another job, I'm going to go back to school and get my master's and try again.
Great. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
We'll be in contact.
All right, and thanks for interviewing me.
All right, thanks a lot.